So, hi everyone. I'm knackered, but got a good reason for it. So, if you're new, this channel is all about healing. Well, yes, it is all about healing, but it's about empowering you empowering you to heal yourself and pull back your soul fragments, soul retrieval. Everything I do is soul retrieval. Empowering you to get through the heaven and hell ride of the twin flame journey. Pretty much what is it? I've got a different introduction every time. But yeah, so I'm sitting here unmasked, because yeah, I just couldn't be bothered. Like, I don't really actually see me. Actually, that's probably not true. I'll probably do it tomorrow. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't bother with makeup until like next Tuesday or something. But yeah, I was just like that. I really can't be bothered. But I've just kind of got in my head that I want to commit to, when I do this one, be on camera no matter what. So this is me. This is me today. So there's, but it's like what they were saying to me was, because like I said, if you're new around here, it really isn't a big deal. Like that's what I help people do. I help people just embrace who they really are without the masks. So if that includes not having your war paint on, aka makeup, sometimes it's that, you know what I mean? Like, I love myself. I've worked very hard to love myself unconditionally, and I mean it because I'm looking right in the camera. Although I'm blind, I just put my glasses down because the ring light bounces off my glasses. I looked like a bit of a sexy secretary with them on. I wasn't digging it, but yeah, there's something about that. There's something about taking off the mask. So wherever you wear a mask, whether it's makeup or the faces we put on for being in different places, and obviously people always do that to some extent. There's something about that, keeping it real. So right, so this is the weekly New Earth Ascension reading, and I usually do it like Tuesday to Tuesday, but this is Wednesday. But like I said, it was yesterday. I really had no energy at all. I actually hadn't slept at all the night before. I'm getting confused what night is what. But last night was a bit better because I'd walked yesterday. And I think I went to bed like, oh no, it was quite early actually. Sorry, but my nose is itchy. That's the loved ones in spirit when it come in. But sometimes the sage makes my nose a bit itchy too. It's just burn it. But I can't remember, but it was early for me. But then I woke up at like 3:33 and channeled that big, massive, long thing. And it's so funny. It always like, I stopped writing it about an hour. And yeah, like I was like, wow, writer's about to post it. It was 441. That happens like pretty much every time I do that. So I started at 3:33 and I finished at 441. Like, talk about number activations. So, yeah, and I'm loving the fact that some of you've been really getting drawn to 33 as well. And that synchronicity that newbie Michelle was saying about the artwork and the guy walking through a portal, that was really amazing. And yeah, I love it. I love the synchronicity. Right, so let's get on with this. Oh, fuck. That's hilarious. I'm going to pause this. I just remembered, right, I put something in the oven and I didn't put a timer on. That's going to mean something, but we'll deal with that after I work out when I put that in. Fuck's sake. Well, I do make myself laugh. Yeah, so it's not that bad. Like, I think it was literally just 5 minutes, but it would burn my meatballs, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? I was looking forward to them. So, right, it's like 7 inch. My nose, that is the loved ones of spirit coming in, and that's really quite itchy. So I do feel there is a message from some loved ones in spirit, and they're just to be gate crashing a lot lately. So right, before I go on here, I'm going to put the Spotify on shuffle because they told me to, basically. But right as I started, I was like singing a song in my head, and I was like, what one is that? Clearly, it was the James Arthur. Although it's actually been Michael Bublé that's been haunting me today. There was a song that came on earlier. I didn't even know it. Oh my god! when I pressed the shuffle, it just came on this absolute cheesy song, but it says "I Will Always Return" and it's Bryan Adams. It came on once before. Basically, like, you know, you can look at yourself, but it's like the gist of it is, well, someone's returning. But like I can't wait to see you. Yes, I'm on my way home. I'm on my way. I hear the wind call your name. Sorry, I'm just laughing because it reminds me in Trainwreck when LeBron James says to Amy Schumer's character, he's like, I need to ask you a question. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, don't hurt him. But he like looks like, you know, don't hurt him. So I feel that's a bit of an energy as well. Like probably from the divine feminine's ancestors to the divine masculines, like, don't hurt them. But it can be the same back. Don't hurt each other. Like, you know what I mean? But or don't hurt them again. Don't hurt each other again. That's a message coming through from the divine through me to say it to both of you. But I'm sure the lessons that we learn along the way, you really do learn that lesson once you awaken that. And that's what I'm getting. But so that's quite interesting that went on that one. That's from a film about a horse, which I always associate with freedom. So if I put it on, yeah, so it's on Shuffle. Let's see what else it goes on. But yeah, the song I was singing was it was "Can I Be Him?" Because I was like, it was the line I was singing was like, "'Cause the light came on." Anyway, you can look at the lyrics to that one yourself too, but it's, oh, actually, putting them together, that seems blindly obvious, doesn't it? I will always return, and then can I be him? So somebody wants to be that special person in your life. So if your divine masculine isn't a man, just change it to a woman, like can I be her, or you know, whatever. We're not getting any more ridiculous than that. I'm sorry, that's not what happens around here. So anyway, and I think, you know, because I'm not, oh my God, I've been very, anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I feel I am very respectful with all that, but I'm not going too far with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I always say, whatever the fucking hell you want to get up to in your own bedroom, that's your business. Why do we all need to fucking talk about it forever and a day? I have to talk about sacred X. I think I'm going to need to do that now and again. I don't know why I'm feeling that, but or getting a habit of at least, because it's my life purpose. You know, my North Node and Gemini in 8th house. I'm here to talk about acrid. I don't need to blur that. Sacred X, yes, because it's just made so seedy in this world. And like look at my face. And I basically save people from that. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, you can still have great X, but it's don't get pulled into that, the dark underworld of it. I don't know what I'm talking about that, but it's coming in. You know, but I do, it's quite interesting. It's because of the dark energy that's around right now in this dark portal. There must be a lot of literal, like, specific sexual energy harvesting for me to be, oh, I didn't say actual, for me to be saying that. I don't even know what cards, I don't even know what cards to use to back that up. Oh, I don't like that. Anyway, but the show must go on. It's going to mean something. The ones that I've got through there, and there's a card. What does that say? Because that should be through there. The ones I've got through there, under the sea, just came on. Have faith. I'm going to put that there because I'll maybe when I've not even done the January blue thing. Oh, what I wanted to say is see the January blues thing. That is working. It is. So let me know. I hope that you're feeling the motivation. But that, what I mean is like, yeah, it's to get me motivated to do stuff, and it's to help, you know, use it just. It's a few things. It's also so that there's a video going out every day, and I don't, you know, just to keep the videos up. But it's like, and I don't need to have one every day. You know, some people have one every week, but because it's just the nature of how I know I'm meant to be on here and my own astrology chart, I'm actually meant to have content every day, like, which is a big ask, but it's because I really am here to help people every day. Which again, I don't need to actually show up live every day or even on a recorded video, because that's a really, really big ask. But even preparing it in advance, you can see that that is quite just challenging when you've got dyslexia, dyspraxia, ADHD, and all the rest of it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm very proud of myself, because basically, long and short of it is, like I said, I set a loose intention a week ago, about, well, 10 days ago now, around exercise. And I'm not going to go in ins and outs of everything, because again, remember, I get sent a lot of negative, and even in saying that, I'll get fucking shitty energy sent my way. But yeah, I get a lot of evil eye and jealousy and all that every day. So, but all I'm going to say is miracles happened today, exercise wise. So I'm very proud of myself. So go me, and I hope that you're. And this is what I mean by, you know, if you set big goals, great. But I tend to notice, for working with other people, working for myself, make it kind of manageable. And but actually, exercise wise, that was like I said, that is a miracle for me, because last year exercise really much pretty went out, other than walking, it kind of went out the window. And I just didn't have the energy for it. And I know it gives you energy, but I just didn't, yeah, just the less said about 2003, the better. Right, okay, so let's start one of these, because I picked them up. So I'll go and check the meatballs when that alarm goes off. But what's the general theme? So bear in mind, we are on Wednesday now, so just going to have a wee look. But I'll talk about it, and you can, you can check in and see if this was how the start of your week went. So yeah, what am I looking at here? Yeah. So 9th, yeah, the 9th, and the night yesterday was Sagittarius moon, and like I've said, did not feel like a Sagittarius moon at all. Felt very, very dark. And if you watch the January Blues video, that was pretty dark. I've had loads of confirmation about the things that I was pulling through as well. And unfortunately, I'm burping, that's when I'm clearing energy. Oh my God, did you hear that? God. Sorry, like, that was actually quite a loud burp, but I don't think you're going to be able to hear on that. So you're going to be like, what? But that was really funny, because it was like, shit, it's not funny in the sense of what I was talking about, but God. Oh, that's crazy. By the way, I'm not being funny. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody watching this at some point further down the line is like that you felt a huge release at your throat chakra or something. Because that felt like I was unblocking something for someone. Fucking hell, that was crazy. Can't stop. By the way, and I put some essential oils. Don't worry, it's one that it's like an oil with essential oils. Do you know what I mean? I put something like that on my face before it came on, so that's why it's all shiny. Smells amazing. That's got lavender in it. It's keeping me going while my lavender arrives. There's just such a big theme about lavender, because lavender came up in that card yesterday. Was it? Yeah, or the day before? I think it was yesterday. And also I'm wearing purple. And then also the whether it's the leopard or the jaguar, I feel this energy is going to be significant to someone as well. What song's that? I think that is it still falling for you? Wait a minute, I'm just waiting. Yeah, still falling for you, Ellie. Golden is on. Right, what have we got for a theme? So, and then today is Capricorn moon, so it's serious. It can feel quite heavy. It can feel like it's quite good for like goals and goal setting and everything. And like that is what this new moon is about. It's not till tomorrow though. Like right now, I'm recording this in the dark moon, so it's quite. There's no such thing as normal, but it's quite normal or natural that a lot of people feel like retreating, because Capricorn moon is about retreating. It's about hustle on the DL really. Even what I said there about I'm not going to go into all the sort of things that I achieve along the way in this, just because it's not wise, as I would advise you to say. But it's like I do think it's quite good when I can update people or anyone that wants to about like, yeah, I'm seeing a shift in energy. Like I'm seeing miracles happen, because that's really what I'm doing when I'm doing it. I'm holding space for miracles to occur for all of us. Because we fucking need it in January, don't we? We need it any time of the year, but right. But there is a certain magic with the dark moon as well, but it is very much about the womb space and clearing trauma at the womb space, which is what again I'm all about. If you work, especially if you do any work with me one-to-one or in group work, which this can be considered, but it's yeah, clearing trauma is a big part of my work. It's the biggest part really, because once you clear that trauma held at the womb space for the woman, sacral for men in general, and then look, that connects to what the sex stuff as well, X stuff. There's going to be something in that why I'm saying X as well, because I know I'm saying it to censor it, and then I'm just saying the word anyway, so it's pointless. So that's going to have meaning to someone. But the whole X thing. Anyway, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Today anyway. Anyway, I just need to go on with this. My throat just felt restricted there too. Yeah, I'm telling you, when I done that, that was somebody was oppressed. That feeling I keep picking up on, because that is Capricorn as well. Saturn is a strict teacher, tough lessons. I don't know. Means something to who it's meant to. What did I just do there? Sorry, guys. My nose is really, God, my nose is really itchy. Sweet soul music. What's that? Is that the one that's like, da, 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 da. Yeah. Do you like good music? Do, 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 do. I think I must have heard it on a film recently. Oh, yeah. I can't remember what one it is. I like music like that though. What's this? Old soul. Oh, that one again. Every time I use this deck, I pull this, but it doesn't surprise me because I'm a Blu-ray. So, and I know many of you will be. Probably a lot of the people that don't talk. I think it's like literally everybody that just doesn't talk is it's a Blu-ray. Dark blue galactic dragon. I just pulled the short straw, I suppose, being the one with Leo Midheaven that has to talk first. I'll make it work for me. Helps you listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. Oh God, so that's it is quite a big ask, I feel, that's going on round about this week with the new moon in Capricorn, which is about leadership. And here's another blue one. Illuminate your potential with higher light, access untapped resources, look into your soul and see higher possibilities. Are these not the same two combination that keep coming out together? Oh, that's reflective of when we're all feeling a bit upside down. Right, what did right, so the new moon is tomorrow. Oh, by the way, and so I'll probably just have like published that by the time you watch this, but because it is the 111 portal tomorrow, I was guided to just bring back the 50% off on the main session. So just that one. For one day only. So yeah, a flash sale. So on the 11th, but like I said, I'll have published it. Yeah, because I did hide it again. I'll have published it while you watch this. So if you missed out, then you've got a second chance. So there's something about second chances. There's something, and I have, wait a minute, it's here before I forget, because sometimes I say, oh, I'll get that deck, and then I forget. Which would always be meant to be, but it's, oh, wait a minute, actually, I think there's one in this deck about that. I wasn't going to use that deck, but, oh no, that's not the one I thought it was. I do feel there's something about second chances here. I wasn't planning on using these cards, but they wanted me to. And remember, this new moon tomorrow is important because it's the first new moon of the whole year. I'm going really slow, so if you've got no patience for that, you might have already clicked off. And then it's Aquarius moon, Friday, Saturday, expect unexpected, shock, surprises. And I do feel an element of huge surprise in the air for many people in all areas of life. And then Sunday is the magical, mystical Pisces moon, but that can also be when you have to surrender for a miracle. It can also be quite depressing. Like depressed isn't a word I'd usually use for a Pisces moon, but it's just very, well, it is exhaustion, it is spiritual awakening stuff, anything psychic experiences. Like I say, it's magical and mystical, but it's definitely deep, like, feelings. And then the Monday is Pisces moon too, so that'll be intense because the moon is connected to, sorry, Mondays are moon days, so it's like being a Pisces moon on a Monday, that feels quite emotional. I always find it quite funny when I'm filming a video and it's my birthday note. So my birthday numbers, they've just pulled me at my birthday numbers, which I've worked out as well as it being signs for me, obviously, sometimes when I'm doing this, it is about union because of my birthday date being the union card. And that's happened several times when I've been doing this weekly one. So there are strong union messages. There's always going to be strong union messages when I'm doing this, but yeah, I just got left in my eye because, like, it's, you know, how come I'm holding the phone right when that happens? Right, so what is it we're needing to know? I'm just picking up any deck whenever and seeing what messages want to come out. There's all four walls, so that's a dance song, and that is, well, actually, I think it's talking about something else. I'm not going there, but it's about your walls coming down and letting somebody in emotionally. The jury's out. You can listen to the lyrics, but I heard somebody else say that once about I think it's got many meanings, but it's a good dance song actually. It's too high. What do we need to know? What fuckery, or is it good cards? This is the Russian roulette deck. I still have growing to do. So yeah, I mean, you know, that is, so we've got unions and we've got twin flames that are still very, I mean, we've all got growing to do, but this feels specific to the divine masculine energies that are still in a period of growing. Right as I said that, a 50 Shades of Grey song's just come on. What one is it? Oh, it's I don't want to live forever. I don't want to live forever. Is it something about, I just want to keep calling your name until you come back home. I'm sure it says that. Been sitting eyes wide open behind these four walls. How weird is that? The song Four Walls was just on, and now it's went on talking about four walls. Some days, I feel some days in the house a lot. That's what I'm getting from that. Like hermit into heal. Aren't we all? That's definitely my life. So isn't it quite funny actually? I am in the house the majority of the time. So at some point my twin flame would have to mirror that. But I'm sure he'd be quite defiant about doing that until it was absolutely called upon him to do it. I mean, might not actually. He might be like that. Like, he might be like that naturally. I really don't know. But I definitely know he's got a wild side that does not like to be doing that. It's just a cruel existence. Like, there's no point hoping it all. I feel crazy up all night, up. That feels like not being able to sleep. Give me something. Wait a minute. What is happening to me? I don't want to live forever because I'll be living in vain, and I don't want to fit whenever. I just want to keep calling your name until you come back home. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know this all very well, but just interested in the four walls thing. So yeah, somebody who still has growing to do, and they're healing in the house a lot. You see how that just came through, and that's how it is. We're in the depths of winter. Not everybody's twin is ready to pop up and surprise you with the growth that they've done. But that will happen when it's time. And then look, the alarm went off. So I'm just going to go and check the oven, but it won't make any difference to you because I've learned this magical pause button. Right, I'm just going to put a wee timer on because I'd say that was quite good that I did go and check them because they're not burnt or anything, but they were sticking in the roasting tin thing. So anyway, I'm going to light this sage. But I have smudged the whole house. I mean, smudge my house and myself every day pretty much anyway, but I really did do it quite thoroughly. And yeah, and I was helping people with that today as well, you know what I mean? So it's like I said, I feel I've just noticed lots of people have been feeling this darker energy. And it was like someone had made a comment to me today that they feel a lot of us sensitives are picking up on stuff, you know, ahead of the collective, I mean, which is what I do as a way shower, but like really picking up on some of the dark stuff that has not come out yet, that is yet to come out. That's what, and I would agree with that because I do, it's just been really dark. But it's, you know, it's a mixture, like I said, it's like I can pick up on some really dark stuff going on, but at the same time, a lot of unions that are coming in, ones that are coming in further down the line, like definitely this year, and ones that are well, there's always interference and everything, but so whatever that means, you're right. So, like I said, I'd saged before, but I just felt the need to do that. Where were we at? Yeah. So whether you are this person that has grown to have patience and compassion for yourself, and like I said in the written post, I feel a lot of people are untangling themselves from codependent dynamics of anywhere in your life, because that can be literally anywhere in your life. And I guarantee you will have it. When I started getting shown that in my life, I was kind of like, how have I not noticed how unhealthy these dynamics were before? Do you know what I mean? It's just you're not meant to notice these things until you're meant to notice it. It's like I say all the time, I never knew about all these. It just, I'd heard the words, but I would have been like anyone else, like not even fucking knowing what the words mean. A lot of things that I help people with, like codependency or narcissistic abuse, gaslighting, and all of that. But like once you learn and you know what that is, it's well, knowledge is power. Do you know what I mean? You can spot when it's happening to you. And for some real deeper shadow work as well, you can spot when you may be falling into harmful or not so helpful things for yourself, like, you know, pushing people away or yeah, or any of that, like, yeah, you being like that to people. So it's kind of like it's all very powerful. That's when you get, you know, when you're constantly being aware of yourself, then it's a good thing. I gave in to temptation. So God fucking hell, look at what I was saying at the start. So again, I feel that's definitely going to have something to do with what I was saying about sexual energy at the start, about because I was talking about sexual energy harvesting. So obviously that can be the obvious one about like where like twin flames have been led away from their twin flame with karmic partners, which, like I say all the time, that's meant to happen. It's part of the path. It's not very nice if you're in the receiving end of it, but you can't control people. You know what I mean? Like as much as some people might want to, which is a very shadow side of Capricorn, you can't and you shouldn't, and it's not advisable. Just like I'm not one of the twin flames that will ever advise you to go chasing after your twin. Yeah, there's some circumstances where you feel a strong need or a pull or it feels important, that's Capricorn as well, that you get in touch with them. But other than that, it's, you know, it's not wise. It's like people are ghosting you for a reason. They're overwhelmed, you know, or they've got other things going on and you're not their priority. When you are their priority, you'll know about it. But it's just that is the chance that people take, isn't it? That if someone's not ready, and that's why I feel they're making me say that, because if you knew everything I say is channeling, it's like people give in to temptation. It happens, you know, whether it's going for the chocolate and you know you shouldn't because you'd worked hard on your exercise that week, or you'd made a New Year's resolution to stay away from it, or whether it's having another drink and then you end up waking up with like your ex or something, or I could go on and on and on. Like we all give in to temptation in different ways. But I feel this is specific to a collective of masculines that they've got growing to do and reflecting on where it is they've been pulled into that matrix agenda of like addictions, porn addictions, and or just like one woman or man not being enough and all this kind of stuff. The chemistry between us is off the charts. I can see myself with you in the future, and that's kind of fitting. It's like now anybody that is falling into that energy or conditioning is starting to see life a little bit differently. and I feel empty without you. And so that feels like a real natural timeline, I feel, of like reflecting on, this is how I was. And like I said, if people are still in this, this is what will happen. And by the way, can I just say, I get blown away when I see genuine other seers that have done that, or do that daily on here, or when I'm the one that's done it. But last night I got guided to watch the one where I said it's like I don't know. Anyway, I was like, my makeup was a bit severe that day. I looked like I don't know, just very pale with severe makeup. But I love accept myself anyway. But I'm wearing a red top. My hair's like, short and a wee bit curly, and it had the guy with the victim mentality card on it, which I will use those cards once I get this. Again, it is a goal by the end of the week, is to tidy us up, and I do believe I will do it by the end of the week because of the energy that we're carrying in the January blues thing. But yeah, I watched when I couldn't sleep last night. I got guided to watch a bit of that. I watched it from like halfway through, and I was like, shit, yeah, that was a really dark one. I remember when I done it, and it was from like October 2022. So, but it really doesn't matter. It's timeless. I definitely feel that is relevant to some of you out there right now, whether that is you or your twin. Now, it's not obviously not everyone, but it's and it just, what I just said there reminded me of it, because in that video I said the same thing as what I don't say on every video, but because I read past, present, and future, I was like, if you're not in this or your twin's not in this, this is how it's going to go. And I do believe that is the case. Like, I feel some of you might be like, wow, shit, I'm there now. I wasn't like October 2022, but I'm there next. So it just kind of amazes me. So yeah, let me know if you feel like, oh, that's where you're at, or that's where your twin's at. Like I say, because that one was very specific, but it popped into my mind for a reason. And I'll put it below if I remember watching back, which I probably will when I watch this back. So what else for this? Because this isn't specific to everyone that's going to watch this, but it's obviously an important message that there's still divine masculines, regardless of gender, that are in healing, feeling differently about things, and I feel awakened to the connection, and yeah, and I need time. Wow, that's scary when that happens, isn't it? But I would say piece together with that song that I was singing right before I came on. And it's not like that's my favourite or anything. I do like that one, but yeah, it's not. I was like, why am I singing that? But it was because that is a message from the divine masculines. Can I be him? Like, it's kind of like, when I get my shit together, can I still be him? Or can I be her? Whatever is relevant. And I always just find it's funny because it's got a line that says, can I be the one you talk about in all your stories? And I said when I first started doing this, like a couple of years ago, like in public, like, you fucking are, mate. Do you know what I mean? You are the one in all the stories. Unless it's specific ones when it's clean, I'm not talking about him, but it's just quite funny. Destiny's taking us down different paths, yeah. So again, I do feel that right now for some sets of twins, it's like, it's not divine timing yet. Someone's healing and someone's growing and moving forward on their path. You're both moving forward, but you know what I mean? It's not necessarily towards each other right now, although it always is. It's quite funny because I saw a nice shorts thing and it was like that. It was just sort of illustrating how, about soulmates, basically. I mean, I couldn't sleep and I just kind of thought, I can't really remember it now, but it was something about soulmates, and it was illustrating how you're missing each other and then you get closer and then you get together. So to make it, to simplify it. Betrayal, but it was in reverse. So I feel whatever betrayals have went on in the past, it's in the past. And please don't give up on me. Yeah, I'd say that's the messages that fit with what I'd already said. And you make me want to be a better person. Wow. Again, I don't know who this is resonating with, but and there's so much I want to tell you. So I'd reading between the lines here, I can feel this is, like I said, I read, it's interesting because I read for divine masculines majority of the time. And obviously I read for divine feminines too, because we've all got divine feminine, divine masculine energy within us. But I feel this is a message for divine feminine collectives that you are helping your divine masculine so much, and they're wanting to become a better person for them and untangle themselves from where they've recognised there's unhealthy patterns in their life, wherever it is, with whoever in their life. And also reflecting on, where have I not been the kind of person I want to be, and I maybe didn't realise that before. You know, like I said, we could, and you don't have to be a divine masculine. You should really be looking at that about yourself too. Divine feminines, divine masculines, any, you know. But I'm always cautious with that, because I feel a lot of people, you know, a lot of people I attract, you tend to have been around very abusive people that make you feel like it's your fault all the time. So I'd more lean towards not blaming yourself than, and actually I'm not somebody that advocates blame at all. Blame never helps anyone. That's why I wrote last night, if you ever catch anyone else that's an apparent, you know, whatever they're calling themselves, helping people in this journey, and they're sitting there bashing their own apparent divine masculine or twin flame, you've really got to question that. Because like I said, I'm sure everybody could give their own twin flame a critique, and you can critique yourself, but it's not really going to help anyone, is it? And it's like, it's about, and anyway, it's why I say all the time, that's really a personal conversation that you should be having with your twin when that is divinely timed. And it is, again, obviously, I know not more than anyone, but I know, because I'm in this field, it is difficult to be talking about your own personal experience, or even twin flames in general, knowing that some of it, a lot of it is going to be relevant to you as well. But I feel there is a classy way that you can do that. And like I always say, like, look, I'm more than well aware that I have triggered and pissed mine off, and along the time I've been doing this, whenever he would have discovered me. But it's that's never my intention. And as long as your intention is pure and you're doing it to help people, I'm doing it to help other people, the collective, I'm doing it to help myself, obviously, and I'm doing it to help my twin flame. Whatever you do with good intentions and integrity will be seen. But you've also got to have the wisdom as divine masculines to see through the deception and the trickery and the lies and the distortion around that, which comes up all the time, doesn't it? So, right, what else is the divine masculine collectives want to say, because they're dominating this weekly reading? We will be together again. So, like I said, for some of you, it's sooner rather than later. For others, it's a while off. Like, with the timing, and I'll wait from a sign for you. Or you, from you, whatever it says. It just came out, I shuffled and it came out again. I will wait for a sign from you. So some divine masculines are waiting for the go-ahead. Again, I don't actually feel that's from, well, it could be from the divine feminine too. I feel it's more like a soul thing, like feeling on an energetic level, yeah, it feels time now. It feels time for me. It feels time for them. But it's still scary because you don't actually know. So, but it feels like waiting from a sign from God as well, is what I feel. And I love you unconditionally. And before I came on, there was a reference to Katy Perry Wide Awake that I caught a synchronicity with. So again, somebody's wide awake, and there's so much they want to tell you when it's the right time. And I left when I saw you with someone. So again, that's a specific one that's going to be relevant to some, and I want to be more than friends, and we'll be together again, right? So I'm not going to use too much of them. And actually, see, as I'm talking, my throat feels like I've got a cold or something, and I haven't. I do think I possibly might get. I mean, again, if I get one, let's pray not, because I'm down for about a week. So, but it would always be meant, but hopefully not. But Shan, when I just went outside the other day, and that's what happens to me, it would be clearing energy. Why have I picked up this deck? I'm so sorry I took you for granted. I didn't understand my feelings in the past. Well, it really fits with everything else, doesn't it? And I will call you very soon. By the way, now it feels like I'm tapping into divine masculines that don't want you to know. But that's interesting. I will call you very soon, and there's so much I want to tell you, because I turned it over, and let's see, it was like someone doesn't want you to know this, either because it's a surprise, or I'm ready and I don't want to fight this anymore. and you are my twin flame. So that's quite clear. Somebody's wide awake and they know that you are their twin flame. And I know our love is fated and we're meant to be together. Yes, my love for you is real, never doubt it. And please tell me how you're feeling. It's driving me crazy not knowing. So I feel, and this one's interesting. Oh no, I thought it was the other one. I thought it was like, I can't live up to your fantasies, but it was in reverse anyway, but it wasn't that one. So you might have thought something was one way and it wasn't. So look again, whatever that means. I can't imagine my life without you. And let's meet up and tell each other how we feel. So yeah, there's a mixed bag there. There's always a mixed bag. And like I say, it's meant to be that way so that you do get a surprise. And it's an Aquarius moon, so expect unexpected. But remember what I say about Aquarius moons. Fascinating people, some of you guys watching, but I don't like to be out and about on an Aquarius moon, especially not when it's a weekend. But, and shit, is it an Aquarius moon weekend? It is, isn't it? Yeah, so there you go. The 13th, the number of the divine feminine. So just be careful if you're drinking and stuff, because it's quite unpredictable. And I feel the world that we live in is unpredictable anyway. So, right, what else? Because I'm going to need to go and eat my tea. Standstill. Oh, so I feel that's about the people that are here. Some people are a bit of a standstill. Again, we're in the depths of winter. Like, it's like, I'm going to share this. When I was exercising earlier, I thought, do you know what? It's kind of like, I'm just in such a peaceful place of surrender that it's like, obviously, I want to be one of the twins that it's like, that are already in union, like fucking yesterday. But it's, at the same time, there's goals that I want to, like, I just want to feel better about myself and that. I want to get a bit fitter and healthier and stuff. And it's just, so again, I shouldn't really be saying that out loud, should I? But it's kind of like, but it doesn't make any difference to me because I make it clear all the time that whatever my twin is going through, I understand this journey inside and out. And as long as it, it's already been a very fucking long journey, hasn't it? But it's kind of like I would rather someone was coming to me when they knew how they felt, like, and they were, yeah, I'd just rather it was the right time when somebody was coming to me because they wanted to. And also whenever I'm pulling through these messages for people about all the karmic energies, it's never just one, or it's always loads for divine masculines that just have such a problem with the divine feminine. It's like there is, it doesn't matter how much work you do in yourself, there is just that part that gets your back up a little bit, like to be like, what the fuck did I do? Like, what the fuck did I do other than like love this person absolute bitch and always accept them for who they are and leave them to it as well, especially in my case, because I literally did just leave my twin flame to it. Like, I never bothered them at all. And if ever it was considered bothering them, I used to say something like fucking happy birthday or something. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, sorry, I just felt a little moan on behalf of the divine feminines. But anyway, so wisdom. But that is the wisdom, that is the clarity that divine masculines are coming to while they spend time on their own, whether this is presently or future stuff. Yeah, and that's what brings about change and ascension, because it's a hot air balloon. Hot air, that's in Healer Line, is it? Oh my God, that's quite interesting. I need to look at that saying. I remember once being at a mediumship circle years and years and years ago, and that phrase was used, and it just came back to me. Hot air saying, what will I write in? Because I feel they want me to say this, because it's like the ego part of you. You want to be like, well, people fucking lie and gossip and make up shit all the time. Like, why would my twin flame believe that about me? Especially if they're meant to be my energy. Do you know what I mean? We could all fall into that bit. But then you have to, well, you don't have to, but my guidance, if you choose to take it, God's through me, is lean into your compassionate side and remember that your twin basically believes things like that because you are the dream to one another. So it's much easier to believe the lies that make out that you're not the person that you are, genuine. It fits more with the narrative of pain, whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine. And the alarm's just went off again, so I better not ignore it too many times. See, someone's hearing the alarm going off in their head that it's time, and I better not ignore it too many times, is what I said. And I don't think that's about burning meatballs. I don't know what the hell that could, well, I have, that could, anyway, that's quite funny. But you know what I mean? It's like someone's feeling the pressure of time, because Capricorn is about time. If something that someone says is hot air, it is not sincere and will have no practical results. His promises turned out to be a lot of hot air. But look at where I said it. I don't feel for 1 second, just to clarify, I don't feel that that is about divine masculines when they come to divine feminines. I feel it could be for past stuff, well, it definitely will be for past stuff, mind you, but it's like I feel that is about people around divine masculine energies that have just been feeding them hot air. Like nothing came of whatever they said, and I feel this is people realising, fuck, I was lied to. And about what, you know, you'll find out in time, or you might never find out, but there is things for a lot of people. I feel all divine feminines have been lied about in some sort of way. You might have been lied upon even by them. That's a get real moment too. Transformation. But there's a transformation taking place in these divine masculines. And they're flying free from wherever they're stuck. Oh, I'm loving these cards. I haven't used them for ages. But it's about having patience while somebody goes through that transformation. So if you are that somebody, have patience with yourself. It's worth it. Your twin flame will always feel that you are worth it. And it's a voyage. And you will be thriving in time, and you'll see things differently. Well, you're already seeing things differently, but you'll see it how you're meant to, when you're meant to, if you're not at that bit. And you'll be in abundance when you're meant to be as well. Oh, and this card is in the wrong bit, but it's never the wrong bit. So have courage wherever you're at on your journey. And from small seeds grow mighty trees. I fucking love that, because that is very Moon and Capricorn. Because that's like you said, if you haven't read the thing in the community tab, you know, if you've got 5 hours, go and read it. But it's like, it was long, but like I said, I find that very therapeutic, and I love written channeling. So it's just sometimes I don't always get in the flow because not as many people check it. But when we've got more people in the channel, I'll probably do it. I would be quite happy to do it every day, because I love doing it. But it's quite a lot of energy to do that. Like I said, that did take an hour. But when I couldn't sleep, and I just put, and anyway, it was quite amazing. I thought, oh, Ascension, both those cards made sense to me. But what was I going to say? Oh, something about, yeah, basically just what I'd said about, because obviously if you've been watching me all this time, then you know that. But for the people that are new, like I said, I don't think about it. That just fly. I never even edited it that time, did I? No, I didn't. It was like, it's just my guides know that, you know, it's to let people know that I have been on this journey a long time, and I do know what I'm talking about for my own experience and from helping thousands of other twin flames. Yeah, that's why I always say, like, my twin flame is 100% worth it, and I'm not naive or stupid or blind to the fact that there are things that I know and don't know that are really going to hurt me on my own twin flame journey. But I'm just, like I said, I'm not putting it on. Like, I've been in unconditional love for myself for a very long time now. I'm trying to look at the camera, but I'm blind, so you know what I mean. And then I reach deeper levels of that every day. Like I've been very transparent about it, that the whole of last year was definitely about me realising where I was codependent on him, like coming back into my life, and also very much holding on to the past, how I knew my twin flame. Whereas, like, whoever is coming back into my life, whenever that is divinely timed, that is not, you know, you will never be the same again, because I wasn't after mine as well. So it's an interesting one. So hopefully whatever that was all about helped you. And let's see if the new moon or the new moon in Capricorn card comes out. But yeah, the reason why I'm saying that is Capricorn is about its long-term goals, its commitment, it's putting in the hard work. And I don't think anybody could accuse me of not putting in the hard work on the twin flame journey for myself, for my twin, but you should always do it for yourself, which helps them, for the collective. And thank you to people that recognise that, because I know that I've had a few comments of that just around Christmas here. And can I just say as well, I'm going to have another wee moan. There's people that do way, way, way less than me on this journey, but tend to get like way, 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 way more credit and accolades and acknowledgement. You're just like, fucking hell, do you know what I mean? But rather than kind of dwelling in that, like if you resonate with that, with whatever it is you do as well, it's not that you don't notice it. Like I literally don't miss anything. I notice everything. So, but it's kind of like I just recognised quite a while ago that you can either focus on that and feel quite shit about it, or you can just keep doing what you're doing with good intentions and integrity and know that your day will come. Your ships will come in, your rewards will come, your union will come, which is the biggest reward. Really, before even union, it's inner union. It's like I said, it's been in a place of peace. Like I remember it had been said to me in the last sort of few personal readings that I had from a few different people that that I was just the Empress in a peaceful state. And I do feel like I have reached what they were talking about, whereas probably at the time I was like, I wasn't feeling that. I'd imagine, yeah, because I'd had a few readings, like, from different, it's like, that's quite a good sign. It's like, although it's good to get readings from people to get clarity. And like I said, like, I'm usually transparent about this. Like, I've went through the phase where it was like, I got quite a few from different people that I trust to see what was reading, and it was always the same thing that was being said, and it was just the biggest amount of spiritual warfare you can imagine. So I really do empathise with anyone that gets that strongly. But then I just reached a point personally where it's like I just didn't find that helpful anymore. And it's just, and like I've said before as well, along with watching loads and loads of general readings, the general readings I tend to watch now is literally because I just really like the person or I find their voice calming, and I sometimes fall asleep listening to some. But although I'd rather use like a meditation or like a binaural beats or a hypnosis or something, which I do. That's one of my big goals this year, is doing some like official hypnosis tracks, because everything I do is that anyway, but because I find them so helpful. Like I'd probably advise that rather than falling asleep to a tarot reading, because you don't know what it is they're going to say, and if they're putting quite a dampener on it and then you're falling asleep and it's going in your subconscious, that's not great. I know that actually brings me on to what I'd wrote in the thing that I have. Oh shit, wait a minute, where is that deck of cards? I have been getting a lot of messages about, like, I do feel, whether it's recently or in the past, I do feel there have been other, like, whether you are like that, like me, which again, there's going to be a lot of people because we're all psychic, but it's all of us actually, whether you've tapped into it or not. And if you want to tap into it more, you can do that with me one-to-one in sessions. But yeah, I just feel there is like definitely people have had false information from mediums, psychics, healers. Because like I say this all the time, you really got to be careful who you give access to when it comes to healing you. Because a reading is a healing as well, you know what I mean? It's because it is a bit of a minefield. Like even all these binaural beats and meditations and that, and I'm saying that for a reason. That's because it's the 111 portal tomorrow. Like, whenever there's apparent portals, whenever there's a big special meditation on or that, which again I'll get guided to do that, guaranteed. I bet that's why I didn't do it yesterday, and it's because it's tomorrow. Like I had said, I felt that, but it's because there's so many things going on to harvest your energy in a negative way that they send people on that can clear that, like me and anyone else that does that, to transmute it, to counteract it. And I always used to notice on Facebook when I was guided to do that for hours. Like I remember when it was the pandemic, the day of it, I didn't know we'd actually went into the lockdown, and I was doing the live and then I came off and I saw. So it was kind of like, I mean, obviously it was going that way. And there's loads of examples I can give of that. And then when I later ditched the Facebook, it was on here. I noticed I come off, and other people that do something have been at the same time. So yeah. You are good enough, full moon and Virgo. So again, I feel that is what a lot of people are working through right now. Wherever you don't feel good enough, and untangling yourself from the people that have contributed to you not feeling good about yourself. Whether it's like actual people in your personal life or like society, like what things like look at what I've just said about tarot readings. If you're watching people's readings and they're like very negative or like, I can't stand these ones when it's like it starts off really positive, like, you know, someone's coming towards you and they're really excited and they're going to tell you their feelings. So, and then it goes down the route of, but you're not giving a fuck and you've already moved on, you're dating somebody else. And it's just like, it's a bit of a head fuck sometimes, because I'm like, and I like to use it as research. I'm like, is that person just really bitter and they need to heal more? Or are they one of the people that are literally put there to plant the seed of doubt in you and your journey? And it's like I said, I'm strong enough and robust in my own mind that I don't let that get into me, but it's worrying because many people would do and are. And so be careful out there. Don't let pride get in your way. And look what I just said about that. That is what I feel when I catch certain readers being like that. It's like, it's really pride. It's like they're the same as anyone else. They want their twin flame too. But it's like they're giving out this kind of impression that it's like, yeah, I can help a pick like this person, that person, and fucking everyone and whatever. But it's like, it's fucking bullshit. Like, so see through that stuff as well. Because that's playing games, and that's like not really understanding what twin flames are. If you're playing games and you're not being genuine, then they're going to keep playing games and not be genuine with you. And even when you are being genuine and you're taking the mask off, they could still do that a while longer. But it's the people that are being genuine and not playing games like that are going to be much further to union than if you are doing that. So look out for that. And if you're recognizing you do that in yourself, because remember, I help other teachers, healers, mediums, twin flame guides, that I can help you with that. If you trust me to help you do that shadow work. Detoxify from that bullshit. Like, if you're going to keep lying to yourself and then lying to other people, then they'll keep lying themselves and lying to other people. Boom, drop the mic. Love that one, Spirit. Or if you cut out the crap, then you'll have somebody that will mirror back cutting out the crap, and then a new romantic cycle begins. So possibly on a new moon in Libra. But I don't think that was actually very long ago, guys. So let's hope that that's not the case. But anyway, release control when it is. Yes, I know I need to go and eat, but I just felt I need to just finish this. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where are we at? I really can't see. An hour. I'm going to pause it because I forgot I could do that. I'm going to go and eat. Right, so with the magic of technology, I'm back. Put the lip gloss on for you. Just because my lips are chatting anyway, whatever. And brush my teeth as well. And I could go to sleep right now because I've just eaten a big plate of meatballs. And I'm fucking good, by the way. Like I say, I'm a good cook from scratch. Well, not the meatballs. I bought the meatballs, but I have done that before though. Like, everything else is though. No fucking packet sausage around here. No shade if that's what you do, but I make my own. Right, so I was laughing because I looked at the song and it was a whole lot of shaking going on, and now it's September, James Arthur. So there might be a whole lot of shaking going on. Let's hope it's not earth shakes, but I more got the sense it was like a whole lot of shaking going on in the kind of sacred union way. Unless it's shaking, it could be shaking my nerves as well. I suppose, like, of having to do difficult things or have difficult conversations. Whatever. It's far too hot in here, so I don't want to be here too much longer, to be honest. Right, so let's just see what comes out of this deck. Because I've not even filmed I've not done the January Blues video yet, so that'll be on the couch again. But again, I'm just noticing there's a theme about, pat yourself on the back for what you have achieved. Because like I said, I'm delighted that I've got a bit of substantial exercise done today. And yeah, even the fact that I'm getting this done and I'll get the other one done, and that's, yeah, it's a fucking start. So what do you need to know? So what was just sort of being reminded of there when I was eating was the new moon in Capricorn will be conjunct Pluto. Not tomorrow, but the next day. So that's really intense, and that could pull out potentially some really dark, I feel it's going to put some dark situations, but heavy, serious stuff, and anything around laws, the rules, people breaking the rules. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I've been drawn to say that, but there could potentially be some new laws made. But yeah, I feel it's going to be unearthing the truth, because again, remember, I've got Pluto 0 degrees Scorpio in the 12th house, so that's why I'm a psychic detective shaman. Like, I can sense the darkness going on in the world. So where people like a lot of, not that's generalizing, but a lot of people do like to just close their eyes and not hear about any of it, which is wise if you're not tuning in the news and you're not, depressing yourself with that, because we need people in peace and not feeding that collective energy. But if you're spiritual bypassing or not wanting to hear about any of it, well, you're not truly waking up to how the world actually is. And I feel before we can make it better, we have to get real about how it is. That probably is, that's definitely going to be relevant to personal situations as well, twin flame or anything related to karmic stuff. But anyway, right, so what do we need from this deck? So I haven't done divine feminine, divine masculine, so I'll do a bit of that. So what have we got for divine feminines? Knowing that this is divine masculine's feminine side as well, the way you nurture yourself or don't, the way that you tune into your feelings or not, the way that you listen to your intuition or not. You see how it works for all of us. Oh, and we've got stairs, direction and timing. So yeah, I do feel that this is about the 1-1 portal. Sorry, the 1-1-1 portal. So 11th of January. It's about being led up the stairs somewhere new. It reminds me of like when I do a past life regression for someone, and or the shamanic journeys where I lead you through a door. And it's like when I said that in this video, it's not going to be the same again. And we've got fire, transmutation, and purification. So I feel I'm still in the feminine right now. So yeah, I really do feel like the angels are working very closely with you feminines to support and guide. It's got support and guidance and transmutation, purification. The angels are working very closely with you at this time. And I really do feel as well that, I mean, actually, I really do feel if you're new, that means it's a really strong message coming through. So it's like I really do feel that Aries moon, which will be, when did I say it was? It'll be Tuesday. So it'll be Tuesday when I film the next weekly reading. So I feel from like next Tuesday onwards, we could be seeing some real change picking up, changes happening. It'll be different areas of life for different people. Also, fire, twin flames, could be twin flame related. It's again, like I said, it's always twin flame related, but what I mean is it could be actual things happening with your twin flame, but that isn't for everyone. Where is the masculine at? To go with that. Kitchen, creation, yeah. So that's quite funny. I've just been talking about cooking and I was just in the kitchen eating my tea, so noticing the synchronicity. So the masculines are in the middle of creation right now. Now, what's interesting about that is creation is very feminine energy, like when you're like, I love like actually it was like I love that even more because it's here's one I prepared earlier. So it was like I love when I'm in the mood to cook, because it's very healing for the sacral chakra, which keeps coming up, which I know has been confirmed by some of you's noticing that. So it's kind of crazy, isn't it, when it lines up like that? But it's, if you can do things to fire up your creativity, the sacral chakra, which is your sexual energy too, but like, it's something for, just do something for fun. Like I really love cooking when I'm in the mood. And what I love even more is that I've done that over the no man's land in between Christmas and New Year, because I knew that in these days I can't really cooking. So it's like, it's great to just take out the freezer and, you know what I mean? But yeah, masculines are creating something right now. Fairies, and the fairies are supporting them. Environment, playtime, enchantment. That's really interesting, because I was about to say something about playful, and that card says playful. I feel that it's like the masculines are being guided to reawaken their creativity and their playful side and their inner child. It's like, it feels like bringing the fun back in your life where you need to, but also bringing the fun back in twin flame dynamics where that's been lost, because this journey can be so heavy and like, well, I don't know how it is for anyone else, but for me, that the awareness of that this is more than just about the undying love between you and your twin flame. It's really a very important mission for humanity. I know that sounds like something off a fucking Superman or something, which I just watched the other night, but it's true. And actually, it's quite funny because it's funny, I love that I can pause this and restart again, but it's like, what I was reflecting about when I stopped is I feel that happened for a reason, that like they've got me to eat my tea and ground myself to come back to do this again, because it's like, you know, if ever you are getting, like, I'll notice this for me, but because it doesn't happen too often, but like people would be lying if they said it never happens. Like, it is frustrating if you're somebody that gives so much and goes above and beyond just because you love helping people. Like, I live for helping people, but not in like a unhealthy way, you know, because I've went through that bit where it's like I've got better boundaries with people, and like I said, I really do put myself people first. And people can attest to that, because I literally didn't get back to my emails that were sent like 2 weeks ago. Do you know what I mean? It's like, whereas before, about, oh, I have to see it. Whereas, oh, I see it myself first, and then I see other people. So that's a big shift for me. But it's you wouldn't be human if you didn't get bothered by these things. But you know, like things like that, like how do you know? How does that just sort of but again, it kind of, it's like what I'm trying to say is it brings it back to, like, I have to say stuff, so it brings it back to that thing of like, well, you don't know what has happened in that person's life before that moment to get them to that place. So like I said, I really do think about things very differently than what I did before. But even like breaking this down even more, there must be other people that are in a similar position for me to be saying this. But breaking it down even more, I can still recognize that, wow, I bend over backwards and give out so much, and I don't get nearly enough acknowledgement for that, or thanks, although I'm very grateful for the thanks that I do get. But you know what I mean, it is just the truth, isn't it? Like, there's I don't have a lot of commenters in that, it's always the same people, and I'm grateful for you, but it is just the truth. But like I said, it is to do with astrology too. I've said this before, but and so if you are feeling a bit like this, it's like you knock your pan in. And like you said, it's not about the like, oh, you know, needing all the praise for all the good work you're doing and that, because really, like, I know the good that I put in the world, and I know my heart, and it's yeah, I do appreciate when people recognize it, but when it's genuine, and I can feel when it's not, when someone's like, you know, talking shit to me, but it's more just I don't know, it's just interesting. I just notice people with certain placements, like, it's just like here's a good one, right? This is really fucking honest, but I'm laughing. I just caught somebody new recently, like literally just last night, I couldn't sleep. And it was like every 2 seconds she was like, oh yeah, thanks for, you know, this deck of cards, and thanks for that deck of cards, and this deck of cards. And I was thinking, literally every fucking deck of cards she had been donated. And I'm thinking, I could literally tell you every deck of cards that I'm using, right, when it's been donated by somebody. And I actually usually, I'm not going to say every time, but most of the time I'll say, oh, such and such gave me this. But that's because I can count on one hand how many people have actually done. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, it's no shit, I'm probably going to lose all my subscribers now, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what the fuck, how is that? Like, because I'm really grateful, and I'm saying how grateful I'm for everyone all the time, but what? But it was somebody with like nearly 25,000 subscribers. So there you go. I've just answered one question. So do you know what I mean? It's but listen, all I'm saying is I'm going to remember this one, right? Other people remember it. And then I'm going to revisit this video one day. And hopefully I can be like that girl being like, oh, I've just heard this deck and that deck and that deck and blah, blah, blah. And because I've put myself into debt buying these decks for the past freaking 20 years. Do you know what I mean? I'm not kidding. Like, it was not January last year, but January. Wait a minute. When was it? No, it was Christmas. Yeah, just before Christmas 2022. I invested in quite a lot of these decks that you see me use because I had a vision of how it was a good investment, but it was quite a bit of money. And then I did manage to get myself, to pay that all off. But yeah, I bought them all myself. Like, but I know why they're getting me to talk about that, but that's Capricorn. And also, do you know what I found funny at the time too was, like, because it was around this time last year, I remember reflecting on it literally in the January, February specifically, being like, you know what? Because that's when some of those decks arrived, was the January. I thought, I actually can understand that I'm not going to be coming into union anytime soon, because I wouldn't be able to put as much intensity into delivering these intense messages if I was already in union. So that's how deeply I reflect on things and work on myself. And because I can't not with Pluto and Scorpio in the 12th house. It's, if you try to run from your shadow, you'll be miserable. Like, you have to do that deep inner work. Like, why am I bothered by that? Or why is that person bothering me? Or, you know what I mean? And like, I really go deep within myself. But again, it shows too, because I had 7 years of my own counselling. So I'm a counsellor, but I also had a counsellor for 7 years, a whole karmic cycle. 7 years is a karmic cycle. So do the deep inner work, and it does pay off. And if you're like me and you have been doing it a very long time, like I said, I've had crystal clear visions 9 years in June on the summer solstice. It's a long time. 9 is ending, so but it's yeah, the way that I've unfolded along that journey is crazy. Like, all the fear that I've pushed through, how shy I was at the start, didn't want to be seen, to move through to be laughing and cracking a joke and being how I am on a live stream. And like I said, I still do fall into, again, I don't like to use the word shy, but I do, I still can be not up for all of that, and quite often. But when I am, I really am, and I give it my all, you know what I mean? Which is why I'm good at helping others with the same, like, and I can see in your chart how it would work for you. So anyway, what else do we need to know? What else about the masculines? So the masculines are being encouraged to bring the fun back into the connection, whether it's energetically or in their own life, or obviously for twins that are in reunions and unions. But they're cooking up in the kitchen. Balance in the elemental kingdom. Oh my god, the fairies are really working with masculines. Hawthorn and Mugwort. It sounds like something off of fucking Lord of the Rings. It does, doesn't it? It's not really a film. I've not watched that for years now, but it just came to me. Balance in the elemental kingdom, rites of passage. Yeah, the masculines are going through a rite of passage. If I'm struggling for a thumbnail. Yeah, their dark night of the soul. Their ego death. Or your ego death. And problem solving. Oh my god, that is a divine masculine thing. Resolution. And that so if this is you're going deep within, like the bear does in winter, to problem solve. Do you know what it's like? I'm getting downloads. I feel some masculines, regardless of your gender, like, you really do love to cook as well. That was a random hit for someone. So yeah, going inwards to seek solutions. That's a very masculine quality, regardless of your gender. And then, oh my god, wow, this is a big message. And then come the springtime, awakening, projects, renewal. That's when a lot of divine masculines will be like dancing into your life. Hello there, I'm ready, I'm awake. I've been awake for months, but I was in a dark place and I'm just ready to speak now. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm getting, regardless of your gender. So you might be a divine masculine as a woman, but you could also be a divine masculine as a man. But yeah, obviously, because the spring is not far away. We're in winter, and spring is like, spring equinox is around mid-March. So, but things can happen a lot sooner than that, but you'll know what feels more true to your own situation. Blue, communication and inner truth. Yeah, so that is when a lot of masculines will be coming in to speak their truth. Wow. And that's the goddamn truth, because premonition, prophecy. And again, I'm just laughing because it's like, I just keep getting loads of my past life memories are coming. I mean, like I say, past lives are absolutely my thing. And so I love helping people with past lives and shamanic journeys or soul retrieval, like both soul retrievals and past life regression. I love doing them. And I do just keep getting like loads of synchronicities about my past lives of like, you know, being a prophetess, you know, being an oracle. Quite intense, guys. Quite intense. Anyway, so so if I'm saying that, it'll be some of you will resonate as well. So what else do you know? Divine Feminine. This has got a twin flame card in it. I don't know if it's actually. Wait a minute, let's see if it's in it. Third eye chakra, sacral manifestation, power animal, throat chakra, clear yourself, vegetarian, crown, cancel clear delete books, vacuum, goddess, emotional curiosity. Is that in here? Mediumship, integrity, workshop. Actually, I bet you these cards would be good to be using for the January blues. I'm going to bring them through there. Oh, look what I just said. You're profoundly clairvoyant, and I just went past that. Oh, it's not in here. Oh no, it is twin flame. So you think your twin flame's like not nearby, but they are, because then I found it. Interesting. There's a card about fairies in here too. Right, so just give us a message then for Divine Feminines. And if your Divine Feminine doesn't resonate, it's just not your message today. What can we expect? And if you could be specific about the week of the 9th today, but the week beginning the 8th that we've already had to the 16th, isn't it? Yeah. I was going to say, I did see that when I was looking through them. Well, I saw them all, obviously, but workshops and seminars, attending and giving speeches as part of your spiritual path and purpose, be open to teaching and learning. So whether you're in the learning part right now or the teaching of it, it's like, and don't get stuck in that hamster wheel. I've been there, done that with the t-shirt, you know, once you feel like, yeah, this like, now I really need to get on by helping people with this. That's when I was stuck in my South Node in Sag, basically. And now I'm in my North Node in Gemini, sharing information. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can go in between the two, but it's you really need to get in touch with that, because usually it's some kind of insecurity about not being good enough. So, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I know when I turned the corner with that. So, but like I said, there's always different levels of it, but I can help with that in personal sessions. But yeah, there's something about, you know, you'll know where you're at. You're either learning or you're in the teaching part. So that was just an extra message for someone, and another one for, or it's something you'll do way down the line. Because remember, like I just said, I give prophecies, being a seer, past, present, future, as much as I'm asking for this week. You know, we know how this goes. This could be like fucking this week next year. So we've got crown chakra and cancel, clear and delete. Pay attention to ideas as they're messages of true divine guidance sent in answers to your prayers that can be connected to that. So if you're getting downloads about things that you want to learn or teach others further in line, then, you know, write your ideas down. And you might not be ready to do it for 2 years, or you might do it in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, there's loads of things I've wrote down, like literally 5, 6, 10 years ago, and I'm only ready to do it now. That is no word of a lie. And that's very Capricorn again. New moon in Capricorn tomorrow. That's why I keep referring back to it if you're not getting that, but I'm sure you did. Like I said, yeah, me sitting here is a part of my dream coming true, because I've put all these seeds out there like 10, 15 years ago and 20 years ago for some of the things, and it's coming to fruition. So, and some are yet to come to fruition. And we've got cancel, clear, delete. Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form, asking just to cancel effects of past negative thinking. Now we know why I said that before I then went away and ate something and grounded myself. About what I was saying about, you know, when we can have those thoughts about, why is it seems like that person's just turned up and they're doing good work, but they're not doing the same volume of what I've done, and they're getting all this, and like, you know, what the fuck? And that's just, don't compare yourself to others. You know what I mean? Your breakthrough might be like the next day. It could be next week. It could be 6 months from now. It's still not that far away. That's a message for someone. Like, actually, when I've had those feelings, like, you know, lately, it's basically, and I was easily able to turn it around. I knew that I'm actually being shown people where things happen like almost overnight. But remember, it's not overnight, because I can recognise anyone that I see that happen to. They absolutely deserve it because they're genuine, and I don't know what they've done before to get to that point. So I use it to inspire me rather than be like, what the fuck, that's no fair. But all I'm saying is I can also see where it's like the human part that's like, it's nothing against that person, but like, why, you know what I mean? Why aren't people able to see what I'm doing here? Anyway, because I know that they do, the right people do. It's just, it's a very small collective, but it will grow. Parents. I better be careful what I'm saying actually without saying don't speak negative words, because I get overwhelmed when there's a lot of people. But anyway, so this is Divine Masculine's one. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. Right, that's really quite deep, but it comes up a lot, and it usually does come up with Divine Masculines. Comes up with Divine Feminines too, but like in the last sort of year, I definitely feel it's the masculines that have been. I feel the feminines were like the year before. It was stuff like that. So wait a minute, this is really confusing. So say like, yeah, 2022 was about that for the feminine, and I feel those masculines are mirroring the feminines last, like, you know, in 2023 they were mirroring. So it's not for everyone, but that was just my sort of feeling. Or it could even be this year, you could still be going through this. But this is about limiting beliefs. It's about not letting the limiting beliefs of your parents or grandparents or ancestors, just like this is like family curses. Like I'll say, we're the generational curse breakers. All twin flames are really in some way, but it's like just because something's always been done a certain way in your family, if you don't agree with the way it's done, then you're the generational curse breaker, and it's time to stop kind of following patterns that aren't helpful. Like again, I've called out my family for, and I have, you know, helped every member of my family with things like that, and it's been difficult at times, but worth it. And so there, you know, so without going into all the details of what I mean by that, it's like you can come full circle with it. You know, you can think something's a bit kind of like, oh my God, and then, you know, do healing around it yourself and have compassion for difficult situations that arise with whoever in your life, parents, grandparents, if your grandparents are still alive. Mine died years ago. Actually, yeah, it was my nana's birthday a couple of nights ago, and it's my grandpa's. Wait a minute, it was my grandpa's yesterday, and it's my nana's birthday tomorrow. But my grandpa's been dead since I was like 13 or something, and then my nana died when 10 years ago, actually, this year. Yeah, 10 years ago. I think she would have been 92. My mum said the other day 92 or 93. I thought, oh my God, I couldn't imagine like Nana being that age. So happy birthday, Nana, tomorrow. And happy birthday, Grandpa, for the other day. I already said to them, but yeah, there's something about ancestors here. Look, so that's not a coincidence. I'm holding the card about parents, but I'm talking about my grandparents. So just know that your ancestors, whether you're, because of course some people's mum and dad might be in spirit, or one of them might be in spirit. But it's just know that they're loving you to the best of their ability. And yes, that even goes for those of you that it seems like they haven't loved you at all, or, you know, whatever, different, because I know different scenarios for different people, but it's like, unfortunately we chose, you know what I mean, those of you that are in those positions chose these really tough, like you chose tough lessons. I'm just guided to say, like, you know, that's really specific, and like I say about everyone, like you've got to use it for your unique situation, because there's being able to overcome challenges with family and come to a really peaceful place with it. And there's people that have got just absolute toxic family that no matter how hard you try to change things, it's not that they're never going to change, but they're only probably going to change when you spend time apart and have boundaries. And then that's where you've only got a chance that people might get it and respect your boundaries. I have seen it happen with people, but I've also seen it not happen. And like I've said before, I've also seen people go back to bad habits and letting people take advantage of them. So each to your own situation. Integrity is masculine's card. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right for you. I shouldn't have put that back, but how crazy. Oh my God, look what's in the back. This is fucking, I think I'll be using these cards every week in the weekly, because these are fucking spot on. Like, that's about if you love your divine feminine and you're awake to that now. And again, that's different levels, because divine masculines have always loved divine feminines, but they've been asleep to it, so it's whatever. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you are like really awake to this, that you allow yourself to act like you don't like or love someone to please parents or anyone around you, friends, or yeah, to appease, that's not a word I use, but to appease the people around you, the karmic romantic things and that. There, obviously that's different if you're actually, you need to sort out not being in that if you're in that, but it's not living in integrity. So if you know that you are in love with your twin flame, and especially if you've got an opportunity to be with them, which is the case for some people, but not all, it'd be different for your difference. You've got to get your intentions in alignment with your actions. It's like I say, it's a very dangerous game to act like you don't like someone when you do, and to do it for a very long time. Because then one day when you go to open up and tell them your feelings, like, it's, I really don't want to give this message, because I don't want to put the fear of God into people that are actually healing and ready to share their feelings. But it did just pop into my mind. I've said for years that scene in Closer always springs to mind, where she adores the guy, and he goes away and, you know, fuck somebody else, and then, like, you know, they're a couple, and he goes and, you know, gets it on with Julia Roberts, and anyway, the end of the film was not very nice, because she tells him, like, well, I've done this to you. Very graphic language, which I'm not repeating here. I did just repeat a bit of it, but what she says is worse. And then, but it's most importantly, she's like, I don't love you anymore. But it's because of everything that he done to her. But I must stress, on the twin flame journey, if you're a true twin flame, you're only given as much as you can handle. But granted, that can seem like, really? Because that's quite a big hurdle to get over. But you will get over it. So even if you think you won't, you will. But you just might need a bit of time to process. So obviously I'm picking up on some heavy situations there. But like I've said before, I'm pretty sure I'm in that boat. But it's important that if you're a masculine, that you start acting in integrity with what the truth is when you're awake. If you're awake and you're happy living your life, you're asleep. You know what I mean? This is what I say. It's just, I kind of help to see people as like a child, you know. I don't mean to sound patronising, but it's like, it really is that. A lot of divine masculines, particularly males, but it could be for females too, are actually living from, it's like their wounded inner child, even rather than a wounded adult. It's like, I'm just going to do what I want when I want. Yeah, and I was going to say, I'll deal with the consequences later, but I actually really do feel a lot of unawakened divine masculines were kind of like not even thinking, weren't even thinking like, sorry, I'm tapping in the past life oracle very strongly today. Look at what I just fucking picked up, inner child. And I'm blind as a bat, but I just picked that card up, inner child. Yeah. So again, like, sorry if I said it in a kind of triggering way, but it's like, but now these masculines are really, you or your masculines are really growing up, and it's because the feminine done that. You spent time empowering your self, your inner child, soul retrieval, whether you've come to me for that, other shamans, or you've done it yourself, probably a bit of both. And if you're new, check out the things on the channel. And even if you want to book a session, I always advise people watch one of my shamanic journeys first to get used to the way that I work. And but yeah, masculines are healing their inner child, so that's really powerful. The parent card, integrity, and it's getting in alignment with what you want, not other people, and healing your inner child. You can't get any clearer. And then what was I healing the other week? Addictions, heal away addictions. Now that can be the addiction to pleasing parents. You see what I mean? So it's not always like addicted to cigarettes or I would usually say fat, but whatever, you know, it's not always like, yeah, smoking or drinking or shagging or porn, foods. It can be social media. It can be anything, but it can be codependency as an addiction too, or being in a codependent, toxic, romantic cycle. Like even just hooking up with, I mean, fuck, what me and my divine masculine were in when we were younger was a codependent situation. Like we literally slept with each other for years. Like To the point where people would say to me, if he's, hooked up with somebody else, like, by the way, did you hear such and such? And I was like, well, thanks for that. Like, why did I need to know that? He's not my fella. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck. And then it would just, I don't, anyway, I don't really want to talk about it, but you know what I mean? It was just kind of, I was like, shit, I had to mask how I felt. Like, I can't show any emotion around this because I'm not allowed to. It's a fucked up world we live in. Like, that's kind of, if I could, I'm gonna go back to my past self and heal some of that. It's like, because it did become very codependent with me and him. I didn't know what the fucking word meant at the time, you know what I mean? But it was like, I just had so much fun every time I saw fun. But you know what I mean? I just didn't want it to end. And now I'm sitting here cheesing. But do you know what I mean? And he was the fucking same, because like I've said all the time, it was more so him calling me to meet up. But usually after we'd seen each other out, and then because we were both quite shy of each other, which always makes it sound like I'm talking shit, because he's not really shy like that with other people. In the same way, because I'm his twin flame, he's never going to be shy like me. It might be shy like that in a way, but it's never going to be the same as me anyway. But anyway, moving on. Sorry, twin flame, but it came up. It's time to let go of behaviours that are blocking you from your heart's desire. I think the term heart's desire was used on that other card as well. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. So, and solar plexus, yeah, to come into your power. It's safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. That's a strong message, right? I can't believe I picked up that inner child card when I was talking about inner child, but I can, because like I haven't said it in this video, it's not me. They are talking through me. Like I've said before, like one of my guides is Apollo, God and Sun, who's connected to the actually I've got those cards over there. Wait a minute. I've not used them for ages. Oh, I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are. But the Oracle of Delphi or something like that. It's right. Let's just pull one of these and then I'll end it. Because are you fucking kidding me? 2 hours? Oh my god. That's because I went away and came back. Well, whatever. Sorry about that, but it is what it is. No, I'm not saying sorry. They're saying it's because of the dark energy this week. So there you go. It's to make up for it being a day late. Katiaki, guardian of Hapa Tunika. Oh, for fuck's sake, I can't say any. I bet you that's giving people a right laugh. Medicine horse, progress on the path. Oh, horse again. Freedom. Progress on the path, but let's just read this one, because I need to go and film the other video. It's number 10. Oh, tomorrow's the 10th. There'll be something significant about. Wait a minute. Tomorrow's not the 10th. Today's the 10th. Today's the 10th. Yeah, today's the 10th. Search within for the ways you can express guardianship of the divine feminine. Oh, your relationship with Mother Earth is sacred, empowering, and healing. You're destined to become more spiritually intimate with her. Somebody's destined to become more spiritually intimate with the divine feminine. And we know who that person is, the divine masculine. I'm saying it like that because when I said there's a guy, I don't think I've not seen him put up videos for ages, but he used to say it like that, the divine masculine. You're destined to become more spiritually intimate with her, sharing in her creative potency and wisdom. Lean into her and trust in her support, even as you serve her by courageously voicing truth. Oh, and I already said that. So I feel this is meaning divine feminine as in Mother Earth, and also this is so on point that I'm filming this in a dark moon, because like I said, that is the womb space that is connected to divine feminine. Also the fact that I'm channeling it because I'm a womb activator, which not many people are in the world. That's a true story. Because it was an initiation given to me by spirit, which is it's not for the faint of heart. If you've never heard me told that story, I was in my bed for a week like I'd had a hysterectomy. It was very real. And then after that, the way that I cleared trauma was like even more powerful than what it was before. Right. So, and then magic happened for people as well, I might add. Whenever I'd done workshops where there was clearing people's trauma, and that's what that shit that and that was on the feminine. That's what that's meaning. That's for me too. Like I need to be doing the Zoom groups, like the workshops is what I called them when I had my membership. But it's and don't think I forgot about that. It's just because obviously I'm, trying to wake up. But it's by the way, I'm not kidding. I meant like wake up because it's like January, but I felt that was like about the masculines. I'm trying to wake up. You know what I mean? It reminds me of what I'd said about like when I'd had like a dream like that, where it was like I felt my twin's soul saying that, like it was, it's like he wasn't saying. I felt his energy saying to me, "I'm trying to get this, but I'm confused." Like that's what, and this was ages ago now, a year ago or something, year and a half or something like that. But time's illusion anyway. Even as yeah, wait a minute. She's your greatest ally, friend, and healer. And as you dedicate yourself to her, she dedicates herself to you. So see how it's about Mother Earth, but this is also about Twin Flame. Make peace and let go of past issues around being abandoned or not understood or feeling unsupported, as those experiences need no longer colour your worldview. Feels very in line with the cards. Trust that you belong here and that your connection to the Earth Goddess will support you in all ways. You're sensitive and rightly so. Never judge your sensitivity. What do I always say? If you're new, I always say that. Sensitivity is a beautiful gift. I'm extremely sensitive, and it's how I'm doing what you're seeing me do now. And it's why I am fiercely, fiercely protective of my own self, because I love myself unconditionally, and I'm fiercely protected of the ones I love. And I love all of you, even the ones of you that hate me out there, because you really need love. So I love you. So that's going to trigger the fuck out of people, isn't it? Feel that you're overacting, because if people say that you're too sensitive, that's really toxic and it's gaslighting. But can I just buffer that with a lot of older folks say things like that, and it's shitty, but they're no meaning harm, but know the difference, because some people do know that they're hurting you with saying that, but it's a lot of their mums and dads say it to them, and so your call whether you want to handle that or not. But also allow nature to calm and soothe you so that you can focus on accomplishing your soul mission. If you feel that you're on your own when you would like some help, allow the Divine Mother to be your friend and guide. Whilst trusting that more allies will arrive in the right moment, the Earth Mother has her own sense of timing, so you're not forgotten. You're growing according to her wisdom and grace. Have faith in yourself and her. And I want to say, like, have faith in your divine masculine too, to show up when it's time. In Maori worldview, humans are not seen as separate form, not superior to the natural world. Humans are part of nature and have a sacred role to preserve and protect Mother Earth Mother. Oh, fuck's sake, I can't even say it. I'm going to say Pachamama, because that's what I say. That's what I say, but this one I can't say it. Known as Katahiki, I can't say that either. Her guardians take action to defend her and safeguard her natural resources. Then she and we can thrive. But this is about the divine feminine can thrive even more than what you already do when you are protected by your divine masculine in the physical. You can become even more abundant. And I'm not talking about money, but that is part of it too. It's about happiness. And then the more happy and the more abundant you are, and with money, the more you can help more people. But then you've got people like me, and there you go. That's why they maybe say that, because that's what I mean. It wouldn't bother me so much if I was attracting like a good amount of clients, that I was in a comfortable position, and I would be even more happy about helping people on the volume that I already do. But what feels unfair about it is it's like, fucking hell, I knock my pan in every single day and I'm helping all these people. And then I see other people that are like, well, whatever they're doing by but what I'm saying, you never know what somebody's done to get to that point. But it's the fact that it's like, oh, they definitely don't do as much for the collective on YouTube is what I mean. So it's kind of like, how is that working out? But again, you just got to let it go and trust that there's a plan. And like I said, my plan's always fucking here, there, and all over the place. Like I said, I definitely know one of my past lives because he guided me to something about that. I think I said at the time, but I was I was kind of fascinated. It was some kind of like someone in the past that actually had the name Claire in her name. And it was something about like, oh, it was just something very similar to what I've been said about other past lives about like helping people for free, like being, connected to God and then always looked after. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like it makes, you know what I mean? So I just, it just helps me accept it more and more and more. But I've had mixed things said to me. I've had some mediums say that I would always not have that much money, but I would love what I do and be really happy. That guy was fucking spot on to date. That's quite funny if it's true. And then I've had other people will say that like I'll be very abundant, but this is if that is part of my path, it will be because I'm in union with my twin flame. Watch this space. And like I've said before, it's not because he's bringing the dough. I mean, he might be bringing his own dough, but it's because he is my true divine masculine. And when you are within yourself, when your divine feminine, divine masculine is aligned with most people, unless you've got the fucking Uranus placement I've got, your abundance comes in, quite easily. Not effortlessly, but if you put the hard work in, your abundance comes. But this is why I love astrology. It's not that way for everyone. Where the Uranus place is in my chart is very up and down. But what it says is once you get to the age of about late 30s, which I'm already in, or past 40, I could become a millionaire. Like, I'm not even kidding. So, and I quite believe it. I've had people say in the past that I had the potential to be a multi-millionaire, not millionaire. But I'm just not fucking interested. I'm not fucking interested. Like, I'm not sure that way if it happens, but you know what I mean? It's like if I become a multi-millionaire, a millionaire, it's I'll put back in. I want to help people. Do you know what I mean? Money is not my driver, and I know that that triggers the fuck out of some people because it is a lot. What was I watching yesterday? Oh, it was what I said the other day. Like, there was a documentary on about. Well, it's all about like sex work and that. Like, like the dark side of it all, whether it's on certain platforms or, just basically all different. Like, look at my face, but it's like I know I'm getting guided to watch it for a reason, and it was and it's just like, it was like they were all it was a group of girls at a table and they were cheersing to fame. She just said something about like, here's to getting rich and famous. And it's like that's the fucking bee's knees. But some folk are like that. I can't think of anything that is a bigger turn off. Basically, whether that is on a woman or a man. It's just my face says it all. So anyway. This is all very Capricorn because Capricorn's money, guys. So let's see what this says. There's an innate instinct in the human soul to seek an emotional connection with the natural world for pleasure and healing. When this connection is denied, which is the basis for all environmental abuse, the result is great suffering. That's why I'm laughing with nerves. That's why Great Buffalo Calf Women came up last week when I'm sitting in the white jumper. I was going to put that on again today if I got dressed, and I thought I can't do that because I was wearing that last week, which was actually like 2 weeks ago. But I could do it, but I'm quite particular about that. Sometimes, do you know what I mean? It's like I've got way too many clothes. Like again, so I'm really grateful that I'm a Sag moon, so that is kind of like what I do. Like my mum's always like, "Is that new?" Like, no, I've had it for years. Probably wasn't, but no. Like most of the time, it is just like it's new, but I've had it for ages and I haven't worn it. But yes, so if anything, that's so there. That's to be real and do some shadow work there. That's where it's not so much money but it's like when I have got the money. Well, I've just said this before, that's part of ADHD. It's like I'll probably buy stuff I don't need, like more clothes. So I really need somebody to help me out with that. And I'm hoping when whoever mine is, and I fucking know who mine is, wants to join me, like maybe that, the balance can come about there because yeah, I know where the imbalance is in my life, but like I said, we'll balance each other out. But just you take your time, son. Just come me whenever. Got shit to sort out. I don't even know what that shit is, but let's move on. So, where did I get to? The more soul you have, the more identity becomes entwined with nature, the greater the devastation you will feel in the face of environmental degradation. degradation. I can't say that. This is not being overly sensitive. This is being awake at a soul level. Yeah. So it's like what I said about don't spiritual bypass, like be awake to the pain that's going on the planet, but be humble and grateful. The Buffalo Calf Women card last week. Again, this is an energy that I carry every day and what I try and instill in other people. Disconnection from the divine feminine harms humanity in ways that eventually lead us to psychological pain and physical disease. Both of things I heal because I'm a true divine feminine. It doesn't mean that all divine feminines have to heal on these levels, but it just happens that I do. Perfectionism, impatience, and thinking about what we can get instead of what we can give all corrode self-esteem and emotional fulfillment, which is why I just realised why I've just said all of that. See, it's often what actually doesn't make sense until I've said it. So someone else needs to hear that. They distort what is meant to be sacred sexuality. I've already spoke about in this, but I usually do in every video, into a performance, a perpetuation of emotional wounding and abuse. Fucking hell, and I've just spoke about that programme. Because it's a series, you see. About everything related to the sex industry. And it's just like I said, it actually hurts my heart. It really does hurt my heart when I see, like, one of the episodes I was watching, the girl's like, she's only fucking 19. And it's like, she's literally fucking getting everything out for, you know what I mean? It's not good. And then it was like her mum was like supporting her a bit and that. And I'm like, it's quite difficult to be like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And then I'm thinking, if I had a daughter, I can't even go any further with that. Like, I have pulled people away from going into that devil's lair. Quite a few people. Anyway, might seem judgmental, but I've just said it. So, because again, I just don't like that. Sorry, I'm on my high horse now, but it's God speak for me. It's like as much as I get caught up watching Love Island, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's 1,000 years just 1,000 years Christina Perri just came on. So I don't know about you, but that's one of my, as you could tell by my face, that's one of the songs that I love because it's about waiting on someone for 1,000 years and you'd wait on them for 1,000 more. Quite basically along the lines of shit that I say all the time. But yeah, it was just breaking my heart because it was like the person might be living in like a mansion and raking in millions, and then she was actually very, I was like, maybe she's a Capricorn. Like, I'm watching a program about the sex industry and I'm wondering what star sign she is, but she was very money driven, and that's the common denominator with every one of these episodes that I've watched so far. You could tell it was slim pickings for the telly, but no, it is actually really quite interesting. I watched something in the summer where it was like another girl was doing investigation work about all that industry, and it was fucking crazy, man, because in some of the episodes, like, a couple are actually going at it, filming, you know what I mean, filming a porno, and the person's just sitting in the room like do 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 do. I was like, oh my god, man. But yeah, the common denominator is they're all like money hungry, like complete, like they're addicted to it. They're addicted to the money. And some of them weren't even making that much. It's weird. There's some areas where people are making millions, and then there's some areas they're not even making that much, and they're fucking putting a lot out there for it. Sorry, you can tell I'm wanting to laugh at some bits, but I don't find it's not funny. It makes you feel sick. There's nothing like listen, in moderation, right? It's whatever. Each to, you know what I'm saying? Each to their own. Like, porn happens. People, you know what I mean? Like, shit happens, porn happens. There's another t-shirt. But it's like, if you're getting addicted to it, that's a problem for society. Do you know what I mean? Because they're stealing your energy. And if we've got young girls getting addicted to money, but they're having to flash their cash and their everything else for it, what has come to the world? We're meant to protect the children. Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking hell. I tell you what, if I do become a millionaire or multi-millionaire, I'm going to try and do something about that, because I'm here to protect and help children, and you can see it really does bother me. I'm like, that's where I started talking and then I got pulled away again. I don't like this whole generation that seems to talk about empowerment through OnlyFans, basically. That's no empowerment. That is not fucking empowerment. I can't think of a word for it right now, but it is not empowerment. It is an easy way out. Sorry, actually, that seems like an innuendo, but it is. It's an easy way out, and it's selling your soul to the devil. And I don't believe people like that can sleep at night. Because I watched, or eventually it'll get to that point when it catches up. But I watched one of them last year, and it was, it was interesting because I saw the person's ego breakdown. Like, it was actually a couple, and they didn't have a lot of money, and they weren't making a lot of money, and they were claiming they were really happy doing it. But she'd mentioned, like, her dad didn't like it, obviously, if you knew what she was doing. And then later on, like, when you saw the real truth behind it, like, she was breaking down in tears, like, saying that she can't sleep at night and that. And that is what I'm talking about. That is the devil. It's what it does to you. So, anyway, don't blame me. It's what's coming through for some fucking reason. It's the darkness. This is why this is now 222. 222. I just looked at the thing. They distort what is meant to be sacred sexuality into a performance or perpetuation of emotional wounding and abuse. And I just read the same thing again. So there's a big, huge thing in the collective right now of some people have been taught that that is what sex is. Abusive, dirty. Oh, I don't know, just negative stuff. When in truth, it is a beautiful act between two people that love each other. I know it isn't all the time. Let's get real here. But that is what it is meant to be. And it's, yeah, horrible. Which drains our creative power and prevents us from being able to feel our truths. Wow. Then we end up feeling confused, anxious, and uncertain about our future, which is what I just said. I noticed. Like I said, I like to research things, and like seriously, it is so, because it's like it just makes me when it's sad. It was like that they think they're happy until it catches up with them because you've got fancy cars, fancy mansions, but actually the girl was really quite lonely, and she had some kind of sex slave. Honestly, I think I'll find something else to watch. Love Island, but that's not actually much better because they're selling themselves and selling their bodies actually for a bit of fame and clout and money. So that's the world we live in, guys. That's the world we live in. But when there's nothing on the telly, I'm going to watch it, and that's my bad side. That's my shadow. Just saying. So then we end up, I've just read that bit. These are signs that we need to heal and strengthen our connection to the natural world to restore our connection to the sacred feminine. Some people are long past that. And would you believe it's on page fucking 69? That's really quite hilarious. But anyway, kids, this person's got a fucking sense of humour who done this. Katahiki wisdom can help us reconnect to the divine feminine rather than dismiss, exploit, and use her. Loving our Earth Mother and feeling respect and reverence for her will restore our vitality. I'm sure I kept using that reverence word a lot last week. For fuck's sake, it's just too long. Will help us gain our self-well-being. You intuitively understand the need for this sort of relationship to the earth, and you must remember to cultivate your connection so as to grow peace in your soul. I got peace deep in my soul. I got love making me whole. Since you've opened up your heart and shine on me. That's a dance song. I got peace deep in my soul. Someone's got peace deep in their soul, or they will have it soon. Because you're shining light of love. Because you're healing them, which is encouraging them to heal themselves. It is part of your destiny to read the wisdom of the ancient lineages through which your soul has evolved over many lifetimes. And then look how many times I've referred to past lives. Those ancestors lived, and I've mentioned that too, lived in a world very different to ours, knew how to sustain themselves in harmony with the natural world over long periods, and can help us remember that life requires a sustainable relationship with Mother Earth. Their wisdom is encoded in the natural world. Through tuning in the Earth, you're one who can read her records, which is what I'm doing now, share the wisdom teachings that you perceive, which is what I'm doing, honor your ability to be a devotee of Mother Earth, allow her and your courage and intelligence to empower you on your path and support you in speaking your truths. There's a big emphasis on speaking truths this week. Especially, so you might have a third house in Capricorn. I know that I do. So it is about communication for me, whether that is me, and look how long this video is actually, whether that is about the healing in my voice right now for the collective, or me having important conversations. And actually I've got a couple of sessions this week, so there you go. So I am grateful for the sessions that I do have. And if that could, I would actually, listen, if you want to give me more than two, but I'd be quite happy if I had a couple of sessions a week. But that's not been historically what I've had. But I feel, like I said, I feel last year was just preparing me for this year, so never mind. Thanks for holding space for a bit of a moan there. But I knew that it's not just me though, it'll be for other people. It all made sense. And you might not actually be watching this till the new moon because it's so long, because I need to watch it back, and I'm going to be asleep early tonight because I exercised. Allow her in your courage and intelligence to empower you on your path and support you in speaking your truths, especially when they go against the grain, which my truths often do. People often don't like people that speak truth. For is that not what creation is all about? Opening up to something new. I mean, it's very well known that God's warriors are often not liked very much by a lot of people, but we're loved by those that understand us. That is the 144. I'm not reading all of this. So a beautiful addition to this healing program. Oh, wait a minute. Anyway, fuck it. No, I'm not doing that. So I hope this serves you. It was very long. It was nearly 2.5 hours. And I'm going to go and do day 10. The 10th. Day 10 before. So 10 is ending and the beginning. It's not quite the end. It's not quite the beginning. Because 10 is the liminal space. To me, is what I always say. And then it reduces to a 1, which is new beginnings. So you could be in a bit of a in-betweeny space right now. But anyway, I hope this helped you. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please book a session if you feel guided to. Maybe you could be one of the 2 people I have each week. Yeah, if you've never had a session before, you can have a free, it's like a 15-20 minute chat. I mean, realistically, it's going to be like 30 minutes, I would say, if not longer. But all I say is that if it does end up being like, which more often than not it is, and I really shouldn't say this in public because this is when people take advantage. But like I said, my boundaries are so much tighter now. And if I start sensing that it's not a good thing, then I'll take it away again. But for the people that I have had the free discovery call with, no regrets whatsoever, and it's really helped people. Nathan was one of them, and I'm only saying his name because he said it himself. Otherwise, I keep people's anonymity, so don't worry about that. If I'm not going to say, oh, it was such and such. But look at what it done for him. Like it lifted a lot of heaviness, and it gave him the courage to do things he wanted to do. So, yeah, it's amazing, and that's how I'm here to help people. But it's, yeah, if anybody is guided to do a discovery call, all I say is that, check out my actual sessions and see if you're guided to it. And if it's money that's holding you back, then if you have the discovery call and you get on with me and you're like, right, I really want to do that with Claire, then it gives you a goal to work towards, so that when you do come into the money and you can afford it, book the session. It's not actually about me, it's about you. And it's about how we make excuses to not do things for ourselves, because everything you're going to do with me is going to empower you on your journey. So, but it also in turn, it does help me back for helping everyone else. But that's not your personal responsibility to pay my bills. You know what I mean? We're a collective, and it's about, all I know is for me to continue to help people in the way that I'm meant to and what I'm meant to do, I need to come up with clever solutions of how I can receive back, which is the Ko-fi platform, which I started saying, like, I am going to be making plans to slowly get back to that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not fully up and running until the spring. So, and I think actually even the Divine Masculine getting that card, the spring card, and take action, even tells me that. Because although that's for Divine Masculines, that is also me as a Divine Feminine, my masculine side, like taking action. See what I mean? So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. See you later. And see you soon if I've got a session with you. And thank you. Bye. Oh yeah, and actually, when you're watching this, it's more than likely a lot of people will be watching it on the 11th of January. It's a flash sale where I didn't even see what I mean. This is what I mean. I didn't even mean that, but my guides were like, yeah, you need to promote it. It's like, yeah. So yeah, take advantage of that, because my big sessions are usually 2 to 2. Because look how long this has been. Like this is actually a good example of that could be an average session for me. So that's why, it's when you're giving out that much time and energy, it's changing people's fucking lives in a session. You need to be compensated. See you later.